Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and if you like these truth type videos, I'll do them for big mashups when they come out and whatnot. But it's not, I used to do debunks, took a break for a while. This won't really be like a hater type shit. I didn't even, I'm gonna keep it a stat. I can't watch Death Battle because, I don't actively watch something I know I'm gonna hate on. I'm just setting myself up. But by the way, their editing and their visuals are always top tier. So, gotta always shout that out. But anyways, I did ask my server, by the way, join. If you haven't, it's free to join. I was like, yo, can someone basically tell me who they said wins and why? And so I was given some screenshots and clarity to their stance. I'm going to explain everything I agree and disagree on with them in terms of this matchup and why it should go a certain way and why things should happen a certain way. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you want to see more of this, make sure to run them likes up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm glad for you to join. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin. So, like I said, I asked my server, I was like, yo, how did they scale them? How did they end up doing it? And they said basically Thor won because Thor was supposed to be faster for moving in plank time, and because they said Vegeta's 200,000 universal and Thor's 2 million universal. They always do that shit. Let's call that for what it is. They'll be like, it's such a close matchup, and then they'll be like, oh no, but it's 100,000 times stronger. What? That's not a close matchup, bitch. That's an ass whooping. But this matchup is tricky, right? Me and Chuck. By the way, if you haven't subscribe to the GOAT Chuck, go sub to him. We considered doing this matchup a while ago, Thor versus Vegeta, because it could be interesting depending on how you scale it, but I need to explain to you guys why they're right, but their process to getting there was wrong. And I'm going to get those comments that are well, they were right anyway. Okay, let me give you an example of why that's dumb. That's like if I ask you, what's 2 plus 2? And you say 4, right? And then I ask, why? And you say, because I punched my aunt in the nose on Tuesday night. That's why 2 plus 2 is 4. Sure, you got the answer right, but that explanation and the way you went about it is dumb. That's my point. You don't ever support that. Even if they get it right, have them do it the right way. So, I don't know how you get Thor to 2 million times universal. Even at worst, if you're talking about shit he can destroy, the universe is infinite and at least a 3 to 4D scale for 616. On top of this, realities in the space-time continuum are infinitely stacked. So that's not 200 million times universal, bitch. That's way crazier than that. But I do, and we have to talk about this so I can give more context to why they say shit they say. Apparently, they don't believe in things being infinite and stuff, like universes, so they try to make everything finite. It's kind of weird, but that's how they roll. So I understand why they try to attach these weird numbers, but at the same time, they don't make sense. Thor's pretty easily multiversal if you use him destroying 616 space-time continuum or realities continuum, right? Because they're obviously using Thor scaling throughout comics. Here's a reason this battle in their format is very unfair to Vegeta. Their format is essentially, or what it's supposed to be, fully bloodlusted, trying to go for the kill on each other, and using them at their peak, right? Their peak scaling. Thor's been around for ages, over 4 or 5 decades. He's been around. He's had plenty of feats in scaling throughout time that you can just pick and choose from that casually shit stomps anything Vegeta's done, even absolutely highballing Vegeta. And that's just that's the nature of the beast with a character of his narrative existing for so long. He's just going to have more to bring to the table than Vegeta. The speed is dumb. The whole plank time argument you don't need. Literally, if you just read the God Butcher run, Thor flies almost instantly to the city of gods, which is in the center of infinity itself, beyond infinite layers of reality. He fucking makes that trip, and you think he's fast because of plank time? What? He has so many feats where they could have just been look, he's literally incalculably faster than Vegeta. Although I do think you need to give Dragon Ball characters a little bit more leeway. For example, in Super they do shit like moving in technically a timeless void, so they can have higher speed metas applied to them, so I think it makes it a little more interesting if you apply that to Vegeta, assuming both at kind of peak, right? But peak Thor is not 2 million times universal. Going by their rules, peak Thor easily has outerversal feats. He's fought eternity level beings. He's clashed with celestials, destroyed their armor. Like, these beings exist beyond infinite layers of time and space and beyond dimensions themselves. A lot of them are like archetypal in nature. I mean, just in classic comics, Asgard's literally beyond time, space, and is unimaginably far away from reality. Like, that's how it was written. So just that level of existence is intrinsically higher with scaling than 2 million times universal. So them saying peak Thor is that is weird as shit. I don't get it. I disagree hard. He's easily, if we're using peak bloodlusted Thor, outerversal. Again, that's not my stance on him all the time. But we're talking about his best scaling and best feats throughout time. Yeah, you get him that high. And his speed would obviously be outrageous. So going by those standards, it's just not fair for Vegeta. Vegeta gets washed with those standards. He just doesn't have enough wank and high balls and big time feats. He just doesn't have enough. So he can't compete with someone like Thor when using the standards that Death Battle is trying to apply here. That's why Thor wins. They were just completely wrong about scaling both. You can easily at high ball get Vegeta to multiversal via calc stacking. I mean, it's not that hard. So, like, this could have been a lot closer of a matchup, and the AP definitely should have been way better. And speed scaling was obviously way off. Yeah, I think, you know, with their rules, Thor one-shots. But they didn't do the math right or anything for either of them. And just based on, you know, what I was told from my server, and I did see, like, their calcs on the screen that was sent to me. I was like, all right. But, yeah, I agree with the outcome, but the work put into it and the reasoning doesn't make sense at all. And like I said, these standards they're applying, it kind of shits on Vegeta. I think everyone would agree a more interesting matchup is Thor versus Vegeta, assuming Thor at like a mid-ball, but he is trying to fight. I still think he wins, probably. I'm willing to do that battle if we get enough likes on this. I'll do it on my second channel, The Coffee Shop, but I think the mid-ball is a lot more interesting, and that's probably what me and Chuck were going to do. So, yeah, that argument's a lot better. But again, with their standards, Thor one-shots, but their math was way off. Scaling's way off for both. Again, shout out to Death Battle. I'm not trying to hate here. It is what it is. You know, you don't have to agree with everything they make. They're just trying to entertain people. So go check them out if you haven't already. And thank you guys for watching this review and truth video. In truth, using their standards, Thor unbelievably one-shots by a incalculably higher standard than what they applied. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my thoughts on the matter. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, all that. And I will see y'all later. Peace.